Today we will talk about the most important news in immigration. Did you know that immigrants remain optimistic despite the challenges we do not face? And the Biden administration eliminated 26 laws to facilitate construction of the wall in Texas.
Welcome to the Quiroga Law Office Weekly News section. This is a space where we share all the latest immigration updates. This is the most important immigration news of the week. We invite you to stay tuned.
Hi everybody, Hector Quiroga here, bringing you the resume of the most important news this week in our opinion. We're talking about week 41, 2023, fourth quarter of the year. Important news since October 1st has given the ability to undocumented immigrants to access a driver license. At least they can sit down for the test and take a written test which can be administered in any language, including Spanish, so they can test their ability to drive a motor vehicle. Now, we know that this is highly contested and it is probably going to have some challenges. However, it is estimated that it will benefit about 81,000 immigrants in the state. This may help boost the economy and it gives a little bit more security to the state. We know that in different states like Florida, there was a big migration coming up into other states simply for having some anti-immigrant laws. This is welcomed by a lot of immigration activists, and I think it advances the security of at least people being able to support who they are and having an identity. So when including law enforcement, ask them who they are, there is a way to better identify who is here, the reason why they're here, and whether or not they have the ability to drive and insure a motor vehicle. The next news has to do with the survey results that the Kaiser Family Foundation has released. This is important because it shows that it has surveyed more than 3,300 immigrants, and which it compared to other survey answers the amount of positivism or outlook regarding the future. Turns out that immigrants tend to be a lot more positive about the state of the economy, the state of the country, and the future of the country. Perhaps because when we come to the country, we see a lot more opportunity, we see the ability to do something, we're not as worried about like our personal safety, things of that nature. So that is a possibility of why they feel more positive. Now, this is compared to other answers of United States citizens who were born in the US, how they answer regarding this point. It's also important to know that in this survey, there was shown that a lot of these immigrants express that they have looked and they have received some kind of discrimination at some point. So despite the fact that there is a high index of discrimination, they still feel very positive in the country. Something that I thought it was very important to note and tell the immigrants, fellow immigrants, we have to continue to do good by the country. We have to bring good news. We have to build good things. We have to help each other. We have to help build this great nation. In another news, and controversial news for sure, it is President Biden's order to cancel or put aside or waive 26 federal laws for the state of Texas so the wall with the southern border can be built. He is waiving the Clear Air Act and the Safe Drinking Water Act. Now, these are just two examples of a broken campaign promise. Let's remember that was one of the vanguard points of this campaign of this president, was the no having a wall, and it became very strong, especially against the opposition of the prior administration. Now what we know is that it is controversial because even President Trump has taken it out to ask for a public apology in some social media outlets, because he feels that he's being precisely what he was trying to build, and the Democrats block him, and now they're removing these laws. Now, wherever you stand on which side, what we know is that there are promises that are made and there are promises that are not followed. And I think that this is important to note, especially in the election year that is coming up, to remember a person who's being honorable and following what they promise versus the people who are simply promising during campaign trails, and then when they come and they have the chance to impact, they can deliver on their promise. Last news this week, USCIS announcing a big proposal to raise fees again in certain types of cases. Some of the increment can be up to 105%. So some forms and some processes, some forms of adjustment can be raised a lot. Now we know that last week we talked about how they were trying to waive the biometrics fee, an $85 fee, because they believe that the immigrants shouldn't pay that. Well, now they're talking about doubling the fees of cases that may be raised, that are already $1,200, they're going to be probably raised to $2,400 or more if this passes through. Now, let's also recall that one of the issues that they quote is that the immigration cases are backlogged because there is not enough resources to advance and adjudicate all the processes, and so hiring more and expanding is an important piece of how we can work through the thousands of cases that are backlogged. However, last week they're talking about cutting some fees, now they're talking about doubling the fees, and this doesn't sit too well with a lot of immigration activists simply because the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing, and the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. It's very confusing on all of these proposals. Now let's see, this was tabled up to next year. Let's take a look and see what's going to happen next year regarding the fees. Now, the advice right now is if you have an immigration case, please try to file that case as soon as possible before this fee increase. If it does passes or if it takes effect, it can significantly affect how expensive it will be. That's what we have for this week. Please share this video. We don't know who is going to get inspired. Maybe they will want to take that step, fix their immigration status, or advance their legal position. So please share it. We don't know who can help. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week, God willing. Till the next time.
This has been the news summary for this week, brought to you by Quiroga Law Office. Remember to follow us on our social media platforms. Don't forget to share this news recap so that the entire immigrant community can stay informed and up to date on the most relevant topics that matter to us, immigrants in the United States.